People would give Miss Henrietta's lunatic husband Billy $1 to dump 18-wheeler truckloads full of nasty, stinking trash inside their filthy front yard. There he'd sit all day long on his small, filthy porch with both his huge budging eyes fully bucked and sticking out on their long, narrow stems nearly 4 full inches, while loudly giggling himself nearly to death, while his stupid, kinky-headed wife, Miss Henrietta Foxworthy Mason, would be tightly stuck inside their small, nasty house, repeatedly throwing angry fits of rage, always as mad as a mule, as her crazy lunatic husband, Mr. Billy Willie Mason, stood there looking stupid and accepting $1, as he allowed almost everybody else in town to lawfully dump full-loaded 18-wheelers of nasty, stinking trash right smack dab inside their filthy front yard, non-stop all day and night long. On and on they'd all endlessly go lopping, dumping double-decker loads of old rotten meat, torn up clothes, worn out shoes, construction site debris, loose garbage, old rotten lumber, empty buckets, wet torn up boxes, wet nasty compost, old worn out furniture, wet pea-stained mattresses, old restaurant waste, stale leftover food, old busted up concrete, and just about everything else they all could possibly find they didn't want, until his entire huge filthy yard was systematically stacked up nearly 90 feet high, as they all tirelessly brought in truckload after truckload of discarded, stinking, worthless junk and dumped it all right smack dab inside his filthy front yard, all day and night long, as nearly 800 laughing onlookers would be outside loudly laughing, sniggering, and giggling themselves half to death while yelling out, "Here comes another load, Mr. Billy. Here comes another load, Mr. Billy. Here comes another load, Mr. Billy. You idiot, you. Here comes another load, Mr. Billy. Here comes some more 18-wheeler," as 18-wheeler truckload trailers all laughingly lined up and gave him $1, just before quickly dumping it all in his yard, on top of his small, cluttered up, nasty house, on top of his tiny, broken down car, on top of his crazy lunatic wife, Miss Henrietta, on top of all his 19 stupid bug-eyed kids, on top of his crazy relatives, on top of him and everywhere else, load after countless load, as his ugly, idiotic wife, Miss Henrietta Foxworthy Mason, stood there angrily jumping up and down nearly 7 feet high, as frustrated, aggravated, humiliated, and as mad as she could possibly be. Loud and louder, she'd be tirelessly yelling, screaming, hooping, and hollering, trying her crazy lunatic best to get him to shut up and shut his big twisted mouth from giggling and make them all stop, as he just continually stood there buck naked and as barefoot as a goose, always neck deep in wet filthy debris, loudly giggling himself half to death nearly all day long. Most time he'd be giggling so loud and hard his long protruding tongue wouldn't even go back inside his big blabber mouth that wouldn't even shut, as his crazy lunatic wife, Miss Henrietta Foxworthy Mason, innocently looked on all their ugly buck-eyed kids day and night up under nearly 900 tons of loose trash, litter, and debris all day and night long. Loud and louder, they'd all be innocently yelling, screaming, hooping, and hollering out, "Mama, get us out! Mama, get us out! Mama, get us out! Mama, get us out!" Over and over again, nearly 10,000 times in a row, non-stop, louder and louder, as their crazy lunatic mama, Miss Henrietta Foxworthy Mason, tirelessly sifted through mountains of wet, sticky debris day and night, repeatedly pulling them all out one by ugly, pop-eyed, crazy one, and drug them back inside, as all her idiotic neighbors and almost everybody else in town continued dumping truckload after truckload of raw, stinky garbage inside their huge, filthy yard all night long. Madder and madder she'd always be getting, minute after countless minute, as her crazy lunatic husband, Mr. Billy Willie Mason, continued his never-ending insane charade outside in their trash-littered yard, loudly giggling and accepting another balled-up, messy $1, as truck after endless 18-wheeler tractor-load truck from as far as 90 miles away laughingly lined up and systematically dumped old furniture, broken appliances, rotten eggs, spoiled meat, stale vegetables, construction debris, thrown away clothes, roadkill, worn out tires, torn up shoes, stray dogs, worn out mattresses, landfills, old broken bricks, broken bottles, wet torn up boxes, broken torn up toys, old broken worn up shoes, broken torn up toys, old broken dishes, and almost everything else they could all drag, pull, and push inside his huge, filthy front yard around the clock until it all stacked up nearly 2 miles high and could be smelled 80 miles away as his crazy lunatic wife, Miss Henrietta Foxworthy Mason, and all their 18 nasty-looking buck-eyed kids stood up on top of their tiny torn-up house angrily, jumping up and down nearly 6 feet high, yelling out, "That blame all of y'all, enough is enough. That blame all of y'all, enough is enough. That blame all of y'all, enough is enough," as the crazy lunatic daddy, Mr. Billy Willie Mason, continued standing there outside in his huge, filthy front yard, knee-deep in wet, sticky debris, tirelessly holding out his long, nasty-looking hand, accepting another dollar, while loudly laughing, sniggering, and giggling himself half to death, as laughing truck drivers quickly backed up and dumped load after countless load of trash, litter, and debris all over him, his crazy wife, Miss Henrietta, all their 19 ugly pop-eyed kids, all his idiotic relatives, all over his tiny torn-up house and everywhere else all day and night long, as everybody else in town stood there with their big mouths sprung wide open, loudly laughing themselves nearly to death all day and night long.